Hey everyone, welcome to Day Deal on Display. Today we are going to be taking a look at the CaseMate pop case for the Motorola DROID RAZR. You are more than welcome to check out the pop over at its homepage at any time. That is going to be located at www.case-mate.com. As always, you're also welcome to check it out on our own website as well at www.daydeal.com. So let's go ahead and get things started here by giving you the unofficial measurements for the CaseMate pop case. Please keep in mind that since CaseMate has not officially released the measurements for the case, we are merely going to give you approximations. They're not meant to be 100% accurate. We just want to give you an idea of what to expect when you own the pop for your DROID RAZR phone. Now the weight of the case is around 45.5 grams. We would round it down just a bit, which is pretty respectable for a big back cover. And what's more unusual about the CaseMate pop is that it's actually heavier and a little bit bulkier than the CaseMate Tough case, which we also recently reviewed for the DROID RAZR, so something to think about. Moving on to the length of the pop case, let's go and give that to you right now. We always try our best to measure it at the longest part of the case, so that way we can give you a more accurate measurement of what to expect, and that is going to be around 135 millimeters for the length. Moving on to the width of the pop, and that is going to be around 73.5, maybe even 74 if you want to round up. And finally, at the thickest part of the case, around the camera lens, and that's going to be around 15 millimeters. So those are the unofficial measurements for the pop case. So let's move the retail packages back into view and talk about the pop a little bit further. Now, as of right now, if you head on over to the official website at case-mate.com, the pop is yet to be available. So what does that mean to you guys? Well, we know for certain that it is going to be available in 3 colors, black, pink, and white, because we have it in front of us today. Should CaseMate decide to release more colors in the future, we're not too sure, but we hope that they do, because we really like this particular product on the DROID RAZR, even more so than the CaseMate Tough. And let me go and explain that right now. Now the pop is actually a little bit thicker than the Tough case, which is supposed to be the bigger brother, if you will, to this product. And I'm not too sure what happened in translation, if you will, when they decided to move over the pop and the Tough to the DROID RAZR, but this ends up being the more protective case, and more importantly, it stays true to the tradition of CaseMate in keeping the design monoframe, meaning just one piece. It's just a huge back cover. If you look at the Tough, which we reviewed recently, that's a dual layer case. It's a layered cover, and although that design is fine, it's very popular, it's just not what we come to expect from CaseMate. So to each their own. But other than that, pretty similar. You should get about the same protection. However, we just, as we mentioned, believe that the pop is really the case you should be looking out for. It even just looks a little bit snazzier and is available in more colors. Now, without me babbling on too much, let's go and give you a 360 tour of the product without the dummy phone inside of it. Now, this is a hybrid case, okay? It's not a layered case because it's made of 2 different materials, but it's formed into one piece, one shell, if you will. The materials that it's made of are polycarbonate as well as TPU/rubber. We're not exactly sure what this material is on the sides, in other words, wherever that gray area is located, all along the inside as well as the sides, but usually we can surmise that it's either rubber or thermoplastic polyurethane, and it's durable stuff. It's nice and bouncy. More importantly, it's going to keep your phone nice and safe should you drop it. Now, this kickstand that you see right there, guys, that's really more of a novelty. I wouldn't say it's a major selling point of the pop, but it's really nice that it is there. Okay, it just gives the case a little bit more flexibility, a little bit more utility, if you will, but I wouldn't rely on it too much. Okay, reasons being is, let me go and pop it out right now to show you what I'm talking about. So that is the hinge to the kickstand. It is literally a thin plastic spoke that goes into an opposing groove, which isn't that large at all also. Okay, so as you can imagine, repeated use of the kickstand is probably going to wear either the spoke or the opposing groove down quite a bit, and then this is going to get really loose on you guys, and well, then it's just going to become worthless as a kickstand. Also, if you accidentally pop this kickstand out once, it's going to be near impossible to put it back into place, and even if you do, it's going to be probably loose and it's not going to work anymore. So it's just one of those things where, yes, this case does come with a kickstand, but as I mentioned, it's really more of a novelty. It's nice that it's there. If you use it occasionally or you're just very gentle with it, then perhaps it will last a long time, but I wouldn't bet money on it. And that's all I have to say about that. Now, along the sides where the pop is made of a TPU or rubber. Okay, this is a very dense material. This one kind of has a newer look to it. The older CaseMate pop cases just had a a single color without any type of etchings on or any type of design like this tire tread that we see right here. And this is always kind of cool because it gives better grip. But also, some people out there would I don't know the proper word for it, but they would say that having a textured inside actually provides more protection to the phone rather than just having it smooth. I'm not too sure if there's any science to back that up, but if you look at OtterBox and their Impact series, I believe, as far as skins go, they really believe in that philosophy, so I'm not too sure what to say about that. So let's go and put this on our dummy version of the DROID RAZR right now. Show you what it looks like. This being a back cover, installation is very straightforward. Just want to go ahead and move along the sides like that, and then your phone is going to get into place. And here it is. Starting with the front of the DROID RAZR, you'll notice that the pop provides a significant lip, okay? And not only is the rubber on the front of the phone, but some of the polycarbonate is also there as well, okay? So you're really kind of getting the best of both worlds. We think that this is also pretty elevated, I should say, the lip, I mean, and that's always a good thing. So if you happen to rest your phone on its face, it is definitely not going to be touching the surface you are resting it against. And more importantly, should you happen to drop your phone by accident and it lands on its face, really that lip is going to catch the impact first, at least it should, especially that top polycarbonate piece right there that sticks out quite a bit. No, it's a little bit hard to see on the white background, but there we go. That's what that is all about. Now moving on to the top, we have an opening for the USB port as well as the the HDMI port. Losing my thoughts for a moment there. And there's also an opening for the audio jack that you see right there. Okay, not necessarily the most friendly connector. It is a little bit recessed, but straight, as well as a 90-degree right angle connector tip should still work. Now, one criticism I have of the CaseMate pop is here, or I'm going to go and highlight it right here. That's the coverings for the buttons on the side of the DROID RAZR. Now the power button is actually clicky and very easy to press because it actually lines up quite nicely. However, the volume up and down coverings don't really line up that well, and the buttons are mushy. Okay, so you don't really get that nice clicky feel as you would on the naked phone. And you can see the reason why right here. It's just one large covering, not split into two as you would see on the outside. So for some folks out there, this shouldn't be a deal breaker, but it can get on their nerves a bit because they like the clicky feel of using the up and down buttons. That's all I have to say about that. Hopefully, maybe even a version 2, version 3 of this case that's going to be released in the future might address that issue, but we wouldn't hold our breath. Now moving on to the back, just want to show you the rear of the case one more time. Opening for the rear-facing microphone kickstand. You know what, I'll go and show you in just a moment when I put it in the proper orientation. Opening for the camera lens and the LED flash, as well as the built-in speaker on the DROID RAZR. And that is it, guys, for the CaseMate pop case. So closing thoughts and comments. If you've been a long-time CaseMate fan and you really want something for the DROID RAZR from the company, I would say definitely check out the pop. It's a lot more friendly than the tough case as far as ease of use goes, as well as just kind of figuring everything out. Sounds kind of awkward, but it's really just a back cover, a heavy duty one, and I think it protects the phone a lot more than the bigger brother, which is supposed to be the tough. The Barely There from CaseMate is also available if you just happen to like thin cases, so that's also worth checking out. MSRP for this case, I believe, is the same thing as the tough as well. Could be $34 at $95, so it is a little bit on the pricey side, but this one is definitely a little bit more worth it than what we reviewed recently, and that's all I have to say about that. So hopefully in the next video I won't sound too drunk and out of it. Hope you guys liked it. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and keep watching us on our YouTube channel. Thanks as always for watching. See you next video.